Should SAT scores dictate a person's overall intelligence, and does a person's overall score determine whether or not a person is qualified for a certain career path they want to partake in? The SAT is all about testing your reading, writing, mathematics, science, history, and analysis skills. And based on if you were to perform well in this test, this tells colleges that you are one step closer to being able to perform well in the career path you've chosen. But is the conception of what colleges view on your score really true and matter if you're going to be successful or not? One's future should not be determined or placed on hold solely on their ability to take a test to gain entry into a college. No test is a perfect measure of knowledge and ability. An example is a person who can excel in their studies with a high GPA and be very knowledgeable and determined, but still come short on the SAT score needed for entry to a school of higher education. Examples of this could include celebrities, scholars, presidents, or even CEOs who have been known to have low SAT scores. And questions probably running through their mind is whether or not my score on this SAT is going to determine whether I'm going to be successful. And clearly the answer to that is no, from the looks of many successful celebrities today. I'm very passionate about engineering, and unfortunately, with engineering does come a lot of math, which that's not my strong suit, nor am I a good test taker. But I'm good at the physical and hands-on portions of engineering that it has to offer. But does this mean that I'm unqualified for the position as a whole? Because if I were to fail the math portion of the SAT, but pass everything else, that still means that I failed into a college. That means I'm unqualified for this position. But why is that? College standardized testing has been used for decades to measure successes and acceptance into college. College SAT testing should not be used for college admission and acceptance. Colleges should have used SATs and ACTs as means of determining whether or not a student will be successful learner at their school, thus gaining them acceptance into ability to pass the test. The SAT should not be the main criteria for acceptance, but the full scope of a student applicant should be viewed. Ortega K., a mass communication journalist, states, "The problem with testing behind the sole method of admissions is that not everyone are good test takers, and it doesn't display the full capabilities of an individual. This test lacks who the student is from day to day, and the test only captures the student during that moment in time." Now that we've identified the problem with standardized testing for college acceptance, let's take a look into another common issue with the SAT. A common issue with the SAT is that critics state that some students' ability to successfully pass the test is based on their economic status. Bettine Strauss, a journalist with the Washington Post who covers education and foreign affairs, stated, "Students who come from low-income families are not afforded the same opportunities such as educational opportunities, tutoring, and school with diverse resources." Another issue with the SAT is that even though students have passed the test, they're necessarily don't display college readiness. Alex Katz, chief and editor, journalist, and educator, stated that according to ACT reports, 60% of individuals that passed the test were still placed in remedial classes despite how well they performed on the test. Now that we've highlighted some common issues with the SAT, let's discuss college admission criteria and what they should look like. College admissions should be based on the full scope of the student. College acceptance should be based upon the student's character and academic factors, and non-academic factors. David Holmes, executive director of the Character Collaborative, stated that other aspects that should be considered are students' grade point average, strength of curriculum, recommendations, awards, or projects, dual credit, endorsements, volunteer opportunities, and etc. In conclusion, an individual's ability to succeed in college should not be based on um, them how well they performed on a test. It should be performed on how they're viewed in manner that tells their full story as a student. Don't let anything get in your way because obstacles are only opportunities to display greatness.